so much more exposure to and more knowledge about like how hard it is and what types of challenges and decisions go into making things.
Yeah.
So I think you could argue that it has impacted my coverage just in that I consider more of these things, and sometimes it probably sounds like I'm defending some more things that seem incomprehensible, on the surface.
Right.
But I think, like I said earlier, like I know that the people who are about to buy the product are watching it. I also know that the people who just worked for years on making the product are also watching this, and so it would be naive to not include that perspective in my coverage. So I think there is a fair amount of like understanding that side of it. I don't think it makes it softer. I just think it's better to understand why decisions went into making the thing.
Same. I remember, like, I'll look at some of my old reviews and I'll criticize the selection of a component, and it's like, it's okay, like, fair criticism, but it's so much better when you can say, like, I get why they had to, like, the yields weren't there. They couldn't, you can't buy, for example, I don't know what, silicon carbon, you can't buy it in these
exactly.
quantities yet. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good example. I'll notice myself using phrases like, it seems like they, or, you know what I think they were thinking, like that sort of thing.
What maybe they were up against.
Which, again, is good for storytelling. Like, if I just go and think, I'm very black and white, like, this, good, this, bad, can't believe they did that, that's a little boring. But I think if you go, like, tell the story of the person making the product in the product, that's way more interesting.
What you're describing is almost the inverse of something that I've found, like this law that I have yet to name. But it is my theory that on social media or Reddit, any response from somebody that starts with the phrase or a variation of the phrase, why didn't they just, doesn't have enough understanding of how things are made.
Valid.
Right?
That needs a name.
Yeah, it does. We got let's come up with something.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things.
In 1 mile, go right onto Church Street.
PDF Spaces is all you need. 2 hours of research in an instant. With key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Let's be honest. Are you happy with your job? Like, really happy? The unfortunate fact is that a huge number of people can't say yes to that. Far too many of us are stuck in a job we've outgrown, or one we never wanted in the first place. But still, we stick it out. And we give reasons like, what if the next move is even worse? I've already put years into this place. And maybe the most common one, isn't everyone kind of miserable at work? But there's a difference between reasons for staying and excuses for not leaving. It's time to get unstuck. It's time for Strawberry.me. They match you with a certified career coach who helps you go from where you are to where you actually want to be. Your coach helps you get clear on your goals, create a plan, build your confidence, and keeps you accountable along the way. So don't leave your career to chance. Take action and own your future with a professional coach in your corner. Go to strawberry.me/unstuck to claim a special offer. That's strawberry.me/unstuck.
Time. It's always vanishing. The commute, the errands, the work functions, the meetings, selling your car. Unless you sell your car with Carvana.
Now they're right onto Church Street.
Picked up from your door. Get paid on the spot. So fast you'll wonder what the catch is. There isn't one. We just respect you and your time. Oh, you're still here? Move along now. Enjoy your day. Sell your car today.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Do you remember when BlackBerry did the BlackBerry 10 launch? And the chief creative officer or whatever was Alicia Keys?
Yes.
In what ways are you not the Alicia Keys of Ridge?
Oh, valid. Okay.
Because I get asked this at Clicks, like, are you just the hype man? I'm like, no, I just work on the product. I do this other stuff, but like, yes, I'm the most visible face attached to it. So
okay, so with all due respect to the GOAT, Alicia Keys.
Of course, and sorry, no disrespect. Apologies.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
For sure.
But I have no idea what she knows about Blackberries or phones or any of that.
Right.
What I can say is that Ridge was like the perfect partner for me personally, because I had so many ideas for products I wanted to work on and things that I wanted to change in the like everyday carry space, which is where they were primo like positioned. Like they did wallets already, but there's so much everyday carry stuff.
Yeah, they're doing watch bands and all that stuff. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Power banks, a little bit of technology stuff too.
Yeah.
And we're working on more stuff that I'll try not to accidentally say out loud.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You know, feel free.
But the idea
just us here, man.
is that like they're a small enough company that I have some input in steering and creating and innovating, but they're a big enough company that they can actually do it. Right? So like I could have worked with insert smaller company here who also has ambitions to making the cool thing, and I suggest a power bank with MagSafe and these cables and this material, and they go, great idea, we can't get supply enough to make that.
Maybe in 5 years we can do it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's also a version of like Nike or something where I'm like, I have all these ideas for a product, and they're like, cool, but we're Nike, so we're gonna make you the thing and we're gonna hand it to you and you're gonna put your name on it, and that's the end of the story.
Right. Yeah.
So thankfully they're right in the middle, and it's been really awesome so far.
Do you get people on social like misperceiving or misunderstanding your role? You know, I'm heavy into product design, product championing, all that stuff, but people come to me on social media for like everything from shipping delays to you know, product like feedback,
tech support.
Yeah. How do you even handle that? Because I can't. Here's the thing: if I ignore it, you get a lot more inbound than I do, but if I ignore it, I feel like I'm ignoring a customer. That doesn't feel good. Like I have to hand off everybody to people who can actually do things in the office, because I'm sitting there being like, no, I'm busy deciding whether a spacebar should be a millimeter shorter.
Yeah, that's probably a valid way of handling it. I mean, I feel like, I don't know if anyone thinks I'm running tech support at Ridge, but it's like, if I was in your position, obviously you make it very clear what you work on and the input that you have, and like the decisions that you make that go into the final thing, you can point at those things. But yeah, it's like, this is a company with a lot of other people who work on a lot of other parts of this, and someone is inevitably closer to that than I am, so take it away. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to handle it.
Free charger here, except it's not free.
Can you see a world where you flip the script and go from full-time reviewer and part-time product maker
in
to
500 feet, turn left onto Woodstock
I
Road.
enjoy making videos too much, but actually, now that I think about your phrasing, yes. I think like full-time maker, part-time reviewer.
Now
is
turn
probably
left
more
onto Woodstock
sustainable.
Road.
Yeah.
Like the treadmill isn't as fast.
All right,
There's not as much
350.
work.
You get off the hamster wheel, which is nice.
Yeah, we're on a hamster
We
wheel.
sure are.
Whether we like it or not. Like, we stop driving this Uber, it stops making money, right?
Exactly right.
So I think, the goal is to build something that can exist without your daily input. And then that allows you to take the foot off the gas for the thing that's like the passion project, which maybe you'd make a few less videos, but you'd still make videos.
Right.
I think I can see that,
Yeah, I think that would be a cooler balance at some point.
Yeah.
Let's get back to reviewing. You happy with that?
I love reviewing.
It's good. It's
my favorite thing.
We're bouncing around here. I like it. I want to talk about a scourge that has visited our segment. I'm not gonna call it any names. Some of them are my friends. But I've seen this thing happening. I wonder if you've seen it too. People who are doing phone reviews, carrying the phone that they're reviewing without their personal SIM inside of it, or without any SIM inside of it, and while they have their main iPhone in the other pocket.
I see this a lot.
Yeah. Do you swap into every phone you review? You've got your primary SIM in whatever you're reviewing.
Yes, and this is why I overreacted to eSIM. The OnePlus, so I'm an AT&T person.
Oh, interesting.
And did you try to put AT&T on their OnePlus 15?
I'm a T-Mobile guy, and I'm a Verizon guy for review sims.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, because I tried to put my AT&T SIM in the OnePlus 15, and it wasn't approved for the network yet. They had this whole long approval process, so I couldn't put my main SIM in it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to OnePlus about it. They shipped me a T-Mobile SIM, blah, blah, blah. It is annoying, but yes, I do main the device, because you learn way more about it by maining it.
Absolutely. You are forced to use it.
Exactly, and to live through it's not only live through its flaws, but then find potential workarounds for its flaws. Because if
so that you can keep doing your thing.
Exactly. If I run into a flaw not maining it, I swap to the other phone and solve the problem. But if I'm maining that phone, I find a flaw, I get around it, and I figure out that, okay, you can still use this phone despite this flaw.
Right.
I learn way more that way.
Yes.
But it is so annoying sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. In the States, we have the blue bubble, green bubble thing.
Yep.
Does that introduce problems into your personal life? Do you have to tell, like...
So I famously carry 2 phones.
Good, same.
Basically for this exact reason.
Yeah.
It's not my username, but it's like...
It's not just a Twitter handle, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, there are notoriously things that I just do on the iPhone because they are better to do on the iPhone.
Sure.
When I man a phone, my iPhone use goes down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like my screen on time is like an hour a day or less or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I'm testing iPhones, then my Android use goes down. But the iPhone's like twice a year or whatever, so it's not that hard.
True. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always got the iPhone in my backpack as a B-roll camera. I'm sure that's
Nice.
probably the case for you too.
I got 2 pockets. Two pockets.
Well, yeah. All right. What? So you're just saying you're not a backpack man?
No, I have a backpack, but I got 2 SIMs.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I have my main SIM in the Android phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have my second SIM in the iPhone.
Okay.
And then I also have a backpack full of crap,
Yeah.
which is probably not healthy.
The way it goes. No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about reviews of non-phones for a second. You got famously some backlash on your reviews of the Rabbit R1 and Humane AI pen, which is confusing to me because they're both unquestionably great products.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Do you think that people? I mean, I think everyone knows what the backlash was, but it was like there was this criticism that you were, perhaps being glib, flippant, or not forgiving enough of these new companies, and one of them failed as a business, and then Fisker. We've had a lot of these examples. Do you think people would have responded so negatively a decade ago, given the same products, or has something changed about the way people view or understand reviews recently or semi-recently?
I think that's a really good question. I think it actually is in the scale of what we do a little bit more. Socially, people love punching up and hate punching down. Mm-hmm. And I think 5-10 years ago, when we had smaller channels and it was seemingly less impactful on the product to give it a negative. Miri, you would say something bad about a product.
What we said.
Didn't matter. It was what it was. The company was going to do its thing. It's punching up. Mm-hmm. And I think people, for whatever reason, saw the balance tipping, and finally it was me with X subscribers and startup. It felt like punching down.
Felt like bullying.
And they didn't like that as much.
All right.
My perspective didn't change. My methodology didn't change. I'm still reviewing it as like, should you buy this or not? Clearly, no. This is actually one of the worst things I've ever reviewed.
Yes.
But because it felt like punching down, there was a bit more of that like pushback and reaction, which is understandable.
Yes. Now, do you think that I have a pet theory? Mm-hmm. I think that the recent change that is relevant here is that influencer coverage of products has multiplied like 11 million fold in the past decade, and that is almost universally positive coverage. It's not review content on the whole. It's almost always like, I'm here at this very exciting thing, and look, and now it's blue,
shiny,
or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that has changed the expectation broadly for like, oh, I'm watching product focused content, it's probably going to be good. And when it's negative, people maybe get bumped by that. It's like, this guy sure doesn't know how to like a new thing.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's a theory. I have no data to back it up.
I think, I'll give you one of my theories.
Please.
And, that's not a theory. I guess it's an observation, which is basically that when I started 15 years ago, in order to stand out in YouTube's landscape, being a tech channel was enough. I was like, I make tech videos. Oh, that's the kind of channel you are. Got it.
It's like a niche.
Yeah. And a few years later, it was like, I make software tutorials, which is a part of tech, but you can make gadget videos or whatever. So that was a segment of it. And then now, go to fast forward to 2020, 2025. There is the tech channel, but there's also the unboxing channel. There is the unboxing and destroy it channel. There is the review channel. There's the only reviews Apple products channel. There's the only positively reviews Apple products channel. Yeah. There's the only negatively reviews Apple's competitors channel. Like everyone has a tiny slot that they live in to stand out and be a little bit different. And I think you saw way more negative sentiment as a way of standing out. And so now there's way more videos of whatever comes out. I got something negative to say about it.
Sure. Right.
And that was kind of like a weird byproduct of like the niche being more saturated.
Yeah, that's interesting. There is like a flip side to my example, right? Yeah. Oh God, but then there's that pressure exists to counter whatever is out there,
right? And especially with what people kind of talk about, which is like how early you are in the wave of like a product comes out, and there's the initial wave. The cycle is like, okay, everyone who's on day one, and then if you're not on day one, you're late. So now, how do you stand out from all the day one stuff people already watched?
The truth.
I gotta say something different,
right?
I got to imply everyone on day one was wrong,
of course.
And if it was a good product and everyone on day one said nice things, guess what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not helpful.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's out there.
But it is out there. Yeah. I do not like surfacing this question because I feel strongly about my own answer to it, but it's a good question, so I'll ask it.
Sure.
Do you ever feel guilty knowing that a bad review might tank a company?
No.
Yeah. I also feel that way.
Yeah. There is a famous quote.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Waterman Hill Road.
But I'm pretty sure it goes, I don't give a about your stock price.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Walt Mossberg? It was Walt Mossberg.
Was it Mossberg? Yeah.
Yeah. And that, he's writing for the Journal or the Times or whatever it is, and he's very impactful, and he'll give a negative review, and he got asked about it, and I literally couldn't care less about the stock price of the company.
Yeah.
And if it's a startup, it's less about the stock price and more about can they afford to make it to the next product or not.
Sure.
And so, yeah, maybe you feel a little guilt in knowing that they won't make it to the next product, but I'm not accelerating that. I'm not causing your product to be bad.
I think you said that in your do bad reviews kill companies video. You were like, no, bad products kill companies. If I can paraphrase your theme, and I think that's true. Whatever review you make is going to accelerate a trend that was already existing.
Exactly.
Right.
I am not causing the trend, but you could argue that I would accelerate it.
Sure.
But also think about this: a product is terrible. Everyone is saying it's terrible. Someone like Big comes out and says it's great. Does that help anything?
Yeah.
Or do more people buy it and find out it's terrible and then get even more negative feedback?
It's so funny. I was like a mid-size Pocket nowadays, like pretty small, and everyone else hated. You mentioned it before, the red hydrogen.
Now turn left onto Waterman Hill Road.
And I also thought it was a problem, but by the time I got around to it, I was like, this isn't as bad as everybody's saying. And I did my review, which was much more moderate. I think I still came away with a don't buy, but I was like, but there's a lot to like here. And the comments just roasted me. Like, how dare you give this any points at all?
They wanted to see pile on.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Which is, a very human thing, but it's unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, if we can get deep for a second.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Quechee Main Street.
I think it would be my argument that tech was a relatively frivolous thing. You could tell people you made videos about technology, and then you'd be like, oh, wow, fun, that's cool, wow. But now
turn right onto Quechee Main Street.
Everything in the world that's like, so much of the world is not great. Do you ever feel disenchanted by it all? Like, as we as a society and as reviewers had it better back when everything was just kind of a fancy toy?
That's interesting. Yeah, I think to an extent, everything is tech has always been kind of true. Like, there's, whether it's high tech or super impactful, like obviously there's very, very politically intertwined like technologies that people are talking a lot about now, and you kind of feel like that is taking over tech, and that's what people think of as tech.
Yeah.
But everything has always been tech, so I don't feel that differently about it now.
Really?
Because I do cover some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm still trying to answer is this good? Should you use it? Should you buy it? But I'm not, and maybe this is bad, maybe this is something I should adjust, but I'm not really thinking as much about, but what are the political ramifications of you using a product made in this country, or like the way it's made, or how recyclable, like all these other things that people are talking more about now.
Yeah. And it feels like almost like that wouldn't fit on your main channel because your mission there is unchanged. Like, is this good or is this bad? What's it like to use this? But it's almost like a whole other channel could be spun up to cover exactly that.
Oh, totally. And I actually have like a sort of a template, like bullet point list of things I want to make sure I talk about when I review certain products. And I added sustainability, for example, to that list.
Yeah.
And I realized that I don't talk about it with every product because it's not really a part of the story with every product. But for certain products, it is very much a part of the story. Sure. I just talked to Apple about the way they 3D print the titanium for the Apple Watches to have less leftover waste material. Yeah. It's like, that's kind of sick, I'd probably mention that.
Right.
And then another phone comes out, and I don't talk about how they didn't put the charger in the box, because none of them did, and it's not really interesting for the story.
It's not newsworthy anymore, right? Of course.
So I don't know. It's something I could do better, is to try to weave that into the story in some way, if it makes sense.
I think I could do it better too. I think we all could. And but what is nice is that I think there's a lot of pressure to do that. There's increasing pressure to do that from certain corners of the audience. And I thought for a couple years ago that was like kind of a greenwashing trend that would collapse. And I'm glad it really hasn't. So I'm glad people still care about it.
Yeah, I mean, these are the biggest companies in the world shipping the most volume of the most stuff. So if they can make little changes and then they make a big deal about it, that seems like greenwashing, but you look behind the scenes at the numbers and it's like, well, it is helping.
So actually, look, in volume,
I'm kind of not against shining a little bit of a light on that stuff. That's fine. Yeah.
Related news, you've done kind of an extraordinary job of staying apolitical.
Sure.
Even as it seems everything has become political. Do you ever wish you could break out of that and address like a polarizing or fraught topic, or are you happy not to have all of the accompanying negative attention that comes from taking a stand?
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Woodstock Road.
Are one of those things where kind of everyone can agree if it's good or bad, no matter where you stand in this like political spectrum. I do have a video I'm working on right now that kind of feels like it is maybe the most political. It's a video.
Now turn left onto Woodstock Road.
And it's a Chinese electric car.
It's a car, yes.
Yeah. And, we've reviewed Chinese smartphones forever, but you can't get these Chinese electric cars here in the U.S. And the question that I always see about this car is, if it was in the U.S., would it crush? And it's a question I want to